Welcome to this episode of Immersed TV. On today's show, we're keeping it a little short and to the point. Last week, an important court case was finally closed and a very important verdict was given, making the ISA the official body to represent and take the world of SUP to the Olympics, just like surfing did. On this week, we'll hear from both president of the ISA and our very own CEO of the APP World Tour. But let's first go to Argentina with Fernando Aguirre, who is standing by. Fernando.
All good. It's nice. It's nice to be live or somehow live.
And Fernando, this year has been different in the world of surfing. We're so excited for surfing to be in the Olympics in 2020, but I'm sure you're still working hard towards the Olympics in 2021.
Yeah, I mean, it's you're ready. You're ready to walk the aisle and get married, and then they postpone the wedding, but that's okay. The love's still there. The commitment's still there, so just a year later.
Fernando, give the viewers just a quick history of the ISA and its actual mission.
Yeah, the ISA was founded in 1964 during the first Surfing World Championship in Australia, in Sydney, Manly Beach. And over the years, it progressed from a biannual event in which the only way to be entered was as a member of the national teams to becoming the largest, most important surf team competition. And SUP came into place. The ISA started to get involved with SUP in 2008. We included, we really like what the sport was bringing to water men and water women. At the beginning of 2012, in Lima, Peru, we organized the first ever SUP surfing and SUP racing world championship by teams. And then in 2015, the IOC opened the re-entering of new sports for Tokyo 2020. And in that process, we presented shortboard surfing and SUP racing. And during the presentation in 2015, the IOC accepted shortboard surfing, but we continued to work on SUP, and by 2016, we became an Olympic federation when surfing was officially incorporated. So the ISA was elevated from an international sports federation into international sports Olympic federation, which is the federations that sports are in the games. And of course, we immediately moved back on and put SUP racing on the map. And we started negotiations with the organizers of the Youth Olympic Games 2018 in Buenos Aires, with the organizer of the Beach Games, the ANOC Beach Games, and with the Pan American Games. So sometime after that, the ICF started to make claims that they have the right to bring SUP to the Olympics. Of course, they have never had a history with SUP, but obviously they make this entry with very clear intentions. So we started discussions, then a mediation, and then eventually went to arbitration, which is basically a world Supreme Court for sports matters, and where all the Olympic related matters are decided. And last week, finally, the court, after many months, it finally decided and gave the ISA the exclusive rights for the managing and governing of SUP at the Olympic level, which includes all events, but also relations with the National Olympic Committees and National Federations. That's part of what the ISA now has been given the authorization by a court. And of course, this follows the very successful inclusion of SUP surfing and SUP racing in the Pan Am Games in 2019 in Lima. And it was very, very successful, and was won by an American and a Brazilian in the male and female. It was equal slots. And it became a show, if you would, of how Olympic SUP surfing and or racing will look under the management of the ISA.
Some might think you've been idle during this court battle, but that's far from the truth, isn't it?
No, first I want to correct this perception that now the ISA is going to start talking to the IOC about SUP in the. That's not the case. In 2015, the ISA was the one that filed asking for SUP inclusion in the Tokyo Games. The ICF didn't include, didn't ask, didn't care. So we did. We were not accepted, but And then we went through the process with the Pan Am Games, and we successfully included the sports there. So now the sports are, SAP is already inside the 2023 Pan Am Games, which will be in Santiago, Chile. SAP is included already in the Asian Beach Games and the Asian Youth Games, which is for other countries of Asia. So the ISA has been active while this legal process was moving at its own pace. We didn't go to bed. We didn't go to sleep. We continue to paddle. That's what you do. It doesn't matter. Somebody's pulling your leash, you keep on paddling harder. And that's the way it is. If the rip is stronger, you paddle stronger. So I think the sport is ready right now. It's still the fastest growing water sports, the fastest growing board sports in the world. The sport doesn't belong to the ISA. The sport belongs to the athletes. The ISA manages the process, so the athletes have an opportunity. The ISA doesn't own surfing. But we managed to get surfing into the Pan Am Games, and we managed to get surfing into Olympic Games in Tokyo, and it will happen next year. You get one wave, you paddle, you enjoy it, and then the wave is over, you paddle back out. So this is what we're doing. We're paddling back out.
One of the things that has always stood out to us, Fernando, here at the APP, and why we're so proud of our partnership with the ISA is your passion and your commitment to the sport. And clearly that is apparent. With your strive for over 50 years to get the world of surfing into the Olympics. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, for me, imagine, I'm the president of the ISA since 1994. It's 26 years. I got elected 8 times. Elected and re-elected, and I work for free. I never make $1 all these years. So this is my passion. This is a labor of love. I believe that through sports, especially water sports, people get a chance to interface with each other directly by passing governments and national history and animosities. The ocean, the water bodies don't care really if you're black, white, yellow. If you're old, young, skinny, fat, rich, poor, that doesn't really matter. Gender, who cares? So this is something that I believe, and this is part of the DNA of the ISA. Our executive is 8 people. We have 3 ladies, 2 of them former Olympic gold medalists. One of them is a minister in Zimbabwe and a member of the executive board of the IOC. Justine Dupont, which is like an incredible, probably the best water woman in the world. She does Nazare, she does SAP, she does racing, surfing, longboard, shortboard, kite, everything. She's also in the board representing the athletes. So I think we have a very, very open house policy, and we believe that the ocean is the perfect stage. And then by association is anything that fits into the ocean, which is lakes, rivers, artificial or natural bodies of water. So there you go. It's just. And although this has been a strange year with the pandemic and with the quarantine and many restrictions, all things pass. There's always a new wave on the horizon, and people need healthy activities. People need to go outdoors. Eventually, we'll find a way. And sure, nothing will be the same, but whatever it will be, it will include going out and with your boards and enjoying life.
Fernando, I could not have said it better myself, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us here on the show. And we look forward to catching some waves with you sometime, maybe at the next ISA Worlds, or if we could soon travel again.
Let's get in the water. Bye.
Joining me now is the CEO of the APP World Tour himself, Tristan Boxford from Portugal. Thanks for taking the time. And I know the news about the CAS being completed and the ISA victory must have been good news for you and the APP.
Definitely, it's exciting news, Drew. I mean, it was a long time coming and well-deserved. And I think it's an important milestone for the sport because it allows, the ISA and the APP to continue forward with their progress that they were working on together. It was a little stalled there for a couple of years while we were going through this process. And I think to have that clarity and unity, I think is really important for the sport.
And Tristan, we can't wait to see where it goes from here. And standing next to the start line, seeing something at the Olympics would be a great feat. And I'll tell you what, it'd be neat to see everybody representing their nations. Well, Tristan and Fernando, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here on Immersed TV and share that exciting information with all the viewers. And usually this would be the point where we throw to Zane, the Zaniac, for his Blue Life tips. But this week, he's out of the office. He's out on his honeymoon, ladies and gentlemen. And we'd like to say a very big congrats to the Zaniac and his lovely bride, Kim. I'll tell you what, we just hope that she could keep up with him. But we're not going to be leaving you high and dry, ladies and gentlemen. Playing out the show this week is the current fastest woman on the APP Fast Track leaderboard, and she's been putting a whole lot of effort into it. And none other than April Zill with her fresh Sup Tip Tuesday on an Immersed TV Wednesday. From all of us here at the show, aloha. Till next time, have a good week.
Hey guys, April here, and for tip 6 in the APP Fast Track, I want to talk about increasing your muscle tension. This is the opposite of stretching in an effort to feel loose and relaxed. Stretching and loosening up the muscles could be the exact opposite of what you want to do. In fact, rather than showing up to a sprint effort with relaxed muscles, we would benefit more from increasing the stiffness of our working muscles. This is called muscle tension, and it transfers more energy with less effort. The best way to achieve this before you hit the water is to do an explosive plyometric style warm-up. You can use bands, free weights, or bodyweight moves. More tension increases the amount of energy you're able to apply. The result is feeling more pop in your stroke. So before your effort, increase your muscle tension, and then afterwards, relax with some yoga, stretching, or even a massage to enhance your recovery after your effort. Good luck!